Then Jacob went on a journey and came into the land of the people of the east in Mesopotamia. And he looked, and behold, the wall of the field, and lo, there were 3 flocks of sheep lying by it. For out of that wall they watered the flock, the same wall that Isaac and Rebekah had met. And lo, there were 3 flocks of sheep lying by it. For out of that wall they watered the flock. And a great stone was upon the wall's mouth, and thither were all the flock gathered. And they rolled the stone from the wall's mouth to water the sheep, and put the stone again upon the wall's mouth, in its place. And Jacob said it to them, My brethren, whence be ye? And they said, Of Haran are we. And he said it to them, Know ye Laban, the son of Nahor? And they said, We know him. So this is not testimony that Jacob was looking for a wife. This is testimony that Yahweh led him into that particular area where he would end up seeing Rachel. Okay, let me stop right there. Some people may be confused about the concept of find. Let me share the concept of find with you guys. Okay, for example, I have a hat, okay? Now, I may be looking for a particular hat. Okay, I can't find it. I go store to store looking for it. I can't find it. Therefore, I haven't acquired the hat. But without, and this is what happens to most of us, but without, one day I decided, to go in the store to look for something else. And I come across a hat that I have been seeking. And I find it, and I acquire it. It's the same thing. If let's just say you find $1 on the ground, you find $5 on the ground. You didn't wake up that morning seeking to find $1 or $5 on the ground. You came across it. Then you found it. That's what Proverbs 18:22 means. That's what whosoever findeth a wife findeth a good thing. That's what that means. It does not mean go chasing after 1, after 2, after 3, hoping that 1, 2, or 3 may be. That's not what it means. So let me continue on. Genesis 29, verse 5. And he said it to them, Know ye Laban, the son of Nahor? And they said, We know him. And he said, Is he well? And they said, He is well. And behold, his daughter coming with sheep. And behold, Rachel, his daughter, coming with the sheep. And he said, Lo, is it yet high day? Neither is it time that the cattle should be gathered together. Water ye the sheep, and go and feed them. And they said, We cannot, until all the flocks be gathered together, till they roll the stone from the wall's mouth. Then we watered the sheep. And while he yet spake with them, Rachel came with her father's sheep, and she kept them. Now I'm gonna skip over to 11. Okay, let me continue on reading. Verse 10. And it came to pass that when Jacob saw Rachel, the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother. Oh, yeah, that's another thing. I'm going to the concept of marriage. In aka Babylon that we live in, aka America that we live in. We have a misunderstanding or a miseducation on the concept of marriage. Let me go ahead and say this. You can marry your cousins. And I know what I just said sounds controversial, but it's in the scriptures. You cannot marry your sister. You cannot lie, lay with, marry, have sex with your sister. You cannot do so with your mother. You cannot do so with your father's second wife. You cannot do so with your father's sister. You cannot. A man. Okay. Hold on a second. Let me look for it. I believe it's in Leviticus. Okay. Alright. In Leviticus 18 it tells us it's okay, I'm gonna go back to the story of Jacob. Because as we see between Abraham and Sarai, as we see between Isaac and Rebekah, as we see between Jacob and Rachel, and as we will see between Jacob and Leah, and as we see with Moshe and Zipporah, and as we see with many other unions or marriages in the scripture, that the majority of these marriages are marriages of, they're interfamily marriages. They are marriages of first cousins and they are marriages of second cousins because you want to keep the name of the family. So, I'm going to read Leviticus 18. Go to Leviticus 18. I'm not going to read all of Leviticus 18, but I will speak the commandments that require Elohim. Leviticus 18 is up for you to read as a chapter. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, Speak it to the children of Israel, and say it to them, I am Yahweh, your Elohim. After the doings of the lands of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do. After the doings of the land of Canaan, whether I bring you, shall ye not do. Whether I bring you, shall ye not do. Neither shall ye walk in their ordinances. Ye shall do my judgments and keep my ordinance to walk therein. I am Yahweh, your Elohim. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my commandments. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, which if a man do, he shall live in them. I am Yahweh. None of you shall approach any that is near of kin to him, to uncover their nakedness. I am Yahweh. The nakedness of thy father, or the nakedness of thy mother, thou shalt not uncover. She is thy mother, thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. The nakedness of thy father's wife, thou shalt not uncover. It is thy father's nakedness. The nakedness of thy sister, the daughter of thy father, or the daughter of thy mother, whether she be born at home or born abroad, either their nakedness thou shalt not uncover. The nakedness of thy son's daughter, or thy daughter's daughter, either their nakedness thou shalt not uncover, for theirs is thine own nakedness. In other words, your grandchildren. The nakedness of thy father's wife's daughter, begotten of thy father, she is thy sister. Thou shalt not uncover thy nakedness. In other words, a man can have more than one wife. This is why when you read Leviticus 18, it states the nakedness of a man and your mother, the nakedness of a man and your father and your father's wife. In other words, verse 7, it states the nakedness of thy mother, she is thy mother. And in verse 9, the nakedness of thy sister, the daughter of thy father, or the daughter of thy mother, whether she be born at home or born abroad. So in other words, if my father has 3 wives, and I'm the only child of my mother, but my mother had no other daughter or no other son, and my father has a wife. Has a third wife, and his third wife gives him a daughter into the family. That is my sister by my father. Now my mother has a daughter by a man that is not my father. That is not my sister, because that didn't come from my father's seed. Okay, so as we read into Leviticus 18, we see that you cannot uncover the nakedness of your parent. You cannot uncover the nakedness of your grandparent. You cannot see the nakedness of your sibling. You cannot see the nakedness of your uncles. You cannot see the nakedness of your aunt. You cannot see the nakedness of your in-law, and so forth. And it goes all the way to verse 20. So nowhere does it state that thou shalt not see the nakedness of thy cousin, or thou shalt not see the nakedness of your father's brother, or your father's mother's son or daughter, or your mother's brother or your mother's son or daughter. So when we look at Abraham marrying his cousin, when we look at Isaac marrying his cousin, when we look at Jacob marrying his cousin, all that is natural. When we come into Babylon, we come into the European thought of mind, they tell us that marrying your cousin is unnatural. When it's in the scripture, that is perfectly natural. So we're gonna go back to Genesis 29. We're gonna continue on to the story of Jacob. Genesis 29, verse 10. And it came to pass when Jacob saw Rachel, the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother, and the sheep of Laban, his mother's brother, that Jacob went near and rolled a stone from the wall's mouth and watered the flock of Laban, his mother's brother. And Jacob kissed Rachel and lifted up his voice and wept. And Jacob told Rachel that he was her father's brother, and that he was Rebekah's son. And she ran and told her father. Now, I'm going to move forward. We can clearly see that Jacob didn't go out seeking Rachel. Rachel found Jacob. We can clearly see that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and make this as short as possible. And we're going to go into the story of Ruth. Let's go to Ruth. Let's go to Ruth. And Ruth is the paramount story in which edifies that a woman, when she chooses her husband and she decides to submit herself to that particular man, because that man has proven to be a viable husband, a viable leader, and a strong covering for her, that he will not lead her nor himself astray. That the woman, it is the responsibility of the woman to submit to the man. The man should never submit to the woman. So we're gonna read the story of Ruth. I'm not gonna. Okay, let me summarize Ruth. Ruth was a woman of. Ruth was a Moabite. She was a Canaanite. Her first husband passed away, but her first husband was an Israelite, and her first husband was Naomi, Ruth's mother-in-law, Naomi's son, and her first husband passed away. So Naomi decided to leave the land of Moab and return to a family, and Ruth decided to go with her mother-in-law. So, we're gonna go to chapter 2 in the story of Ruth, chapter 2. And Naomi had a kinsman of her husband, a mighty man of wealth of the family of Elimelech, and his name was Boaz. And Ruth the Moabitess said to Naomi, let me now go to the field and glean ears of corn after him, in whose sight I shall find grace. And she said to her, go, my daughter. And she went and came and gleaned in the field after the reaper. And her hat was to the light on a part of the field belonging to Boaz, who was the kindred of Elimelech. And behold, Boaz came from Bethlehem and said to the reaper, Yahweh be with you. And they answered unto him, Yahweh bless thee. And the servant that was set over the reapers answered and said, I'm sorry. And verse 5. Then said it to Boaz, and to his servant that was set over the reaper, who damsel is this? Speaking about the new woman in the field. And the servant that was set over the reapers